Hello and welcome to this Come to Jesus Daily devotional as we continue in our Christmas series. And today's devotional is entitled "The Lord Has Done This for Me." From Luke 1:18 to 25, we see that God grows our faith through testing times and he keeps his promises in his perfect timing. So firstly, faith is tested through doubt. Our reading begins in Luke 1:18. Zechariah asked the angel, "How can I be sure of this? I am an old man. My wife is well along in years." So instead of believing and resting in the promise that they would have a child by the power of God, Zechariah looks at his limitations. And we often do the same. We share the same frailty. We tend to look at ourselves rather than look at God's ability. So we look at our age, our weaknesses, our fears, our past failures, whatever it might be, and we assume that our limitations are also God's limitations. Well, that's certainly true of me as well. I can limit God by my own limitations. Maybe you do the same as well. I'm sure we all struggle with this. But biblical history encourages us and challenges us and reminds us that God is never limited by human inability. The walls of Jericho, Joshua 6, giants toppling in 1 Samuel 17, dividing of the seas in Exodus 14, just to name a few things. God's power is never constrained by human inability. And Gabriel's promise is firm and gracious. Luke 1:19. I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you. Because of Zechariah's doubt, he is disciplined. He is rendered unable to speak until the promise is fulfilled. Now, this was not punishment in anger, but discipline in love. Firm discipline, but it is discipline in love. God uses it to restore faith, to grow faith, but not to reject Zechariah, to develop him, to strengthen him, to help him to see God, to grow his faith. He's not rejecting Zechariah. And when Zechariah finally emerges from the temple speechless, the people instantly recognize that he has seen a vision, we see in verse 22. God is already working publicly, confirming his word publicly. God grows our faith even through failure, but he remains faithful to his promises. Secondly, God keeps his promises in his perfect timing. Our reading continues, Luke 1:23 to 25. When his time of service was completed, he returned home. After this, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant and for 5 months remained in seclusion. "The Lord has done this for me," she said. "In these days, he has shown his favor and taken away my disgrace from among the people." Though Zechariah struggled to believe, God still kept his promise. Elizabeth conceives, and her first response is worship. The Lord has done this for me. He has shown me favor. He has taken away my disgrace. She acknowledges God's kindness, his attention, his compassion. Her shame is lifted. Her heart is comforted. Her gratitude overflows with praise. She speaks of how God has now taken away my disgrace among the people. Now, for a woman at that time and in that culture, having children was the highest privilege and the highest calling. She felt disgraced by not being able to conceive. Now, although, of course, it's in no way disgraceful for a woman not to be able to conceive, infertility is no shame. However, for Elizabeth, this was a deep desire for which she was overflowingly grateful to God that he had answered her prayers for a child. So in response, Elizabeth's joy reminds us God hears long prayed prayers and he can do the impossible. God works in hidden seasons as well as visible ones, hard seasons as well as easy seasons. God's timing is always purposeful and is always wise. Let's praise God for all the good things he does in our lives. And for every believer, her words carry a deeper meaning. We can all say, the Lord has done this for me. In these days, he has shown me favour and taken away my disgrace. We can all say in this sense that through Christ, through the gospel, we have received favour in the place of disgrace. We should all be overflowingly aware and grateful for what the Lord has done for us. God bless you.